Now me, this are the show my face. Make them show their own face. Because if they show their face, you go see handcuff go there for their hand. Now my hand in this. Handcuff go there for their hand. And when that handcuff there for their hand, it means that they call you now for join them for that place where handcuff go enter your hand. Ambazonians, may we be very careful and we'll ARF them, may we not fall for this. I thank you plenty, we strategy not go change. If you can remember what happened between the 6th and the 11th of September, more precisely, I think it should be September 9, if my memory doesn't fail me. The ARFs were able to simultaneously destroy 2 armor cars and kill more than 15 militaries in those armor cars and confiscated all their weapons. Now, to talk about the special forces, you know, I want Ambazonians to take their mind back and remember we talked about federal marshals fought so hard, contributed so much money to see that the federal marshals are in place. And how did it end? We all know the answer. Because the people that were carrying this flag, they were interested in the money, not the action. So I want to thank whoever recommended that and to tell you we are working something out. But any ARF that is a genuine ARF, listen to the voice of this interim government. We will not fail you. We are going to do everything within our capacity to fund you. And for those enablers that have chosen to always call us and tell us, oh, you have to fund all the restoration forces, oh, you have to fund all the groups. Yes, we have to fund all the groups because we are a government. But remember, when I asked a question to the group, are you able to fight in the direction we are fighting? If your answer is yes, we will fund you.
SOS France, SOS France Chinye. Now I'm coming to you at this point. You've been the Secretary of Self-Defense for some months now. That is even before we went for the ASSC2. At least you have been Secretary of State for Self-Defense. I understand you took over office at a very difficult, critical time. But then you've had more than 6 months in office. What have you done differently? That is, before we get to what the president said on Thursday, can you tell the people of Ambazonia what have you done differently for at least 6 months now?
Thank you, Paddy. Amazonians, I think we all can understand and see the progress we are making in this war that was declared on us. I think I came into office at a very critical moment, and I've been working tirelessly to see that the ARFs at the home front are doing justice to the enemy and ensuring that they are working in full capacity with this interim government. I've had my own fair share of challenges. We have equal refocus. Instead of just fighting everywhere, we have made sure that those areas that are hot, we keep them extremely hot to bleed the enemy in those areas so that the amount of casualties on the enemy will increase. Because some areas that we were counting so much on, enablers have been able to infiltrate us in those areas. We are working so much tirelessly in the background to see how we can clear those areas. But where we have firepower, we will continue to increase it, and we have worked to improve our technology. Prior to that, most often, some of the casualties on the enemy were not as deadly as we see them now. We have multiplied whatever logistics we use to attack the enemy, and we have increased the amount of booby traps that are in our territory because they don't know where life will be terminated for them. The Department of Self-Defense is continuously working with the ARFs to improve, and I bet you until the enemy withdraws out of our territory, they will be surprised with the amount of technology we are using. That's how far we have gone, Paddy. Thank you. Yes, Paddy, I will tell you that. Um, I happen to be part of um, the engineer in the background when we started working on this popcorn, and I can tell you categorically that we have improved, gone past the level that you need to talk, but to La Republic soldiers on the ground, they will tell you how much damage each of those IEDs will inflict on them. And every day we are developing and going. And in the days ahead, firepower will drastically increase. Now, there were some impediments that we ran into, which Nijo kind of already outlined some of them, which actually caused part of the slowdown. And in a strategy to revamp things to the level that we are looking at, with our current expectations, we need to do some funding at the level of the federal government. Not because we are disjoined, no, but because there are some strategic projects that the commander in chief will not go down to the local governments and the counties to brief them on a one-on-one before the funding is released. I think I want to let Ambazonians know I am the bridge, and the bridge is the connection between the interim government and the home front in terms of self-defense. When we talk of ARFs, that is the code name for anybody that has destination as their password Boya.